The drama.
Hello, everyone.
Howdy, everybody.
I see it. Emily is here. Hello, Emily. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be a live show of reading sprints, and we hope you'll join us in reading whatever you want. It's really a cat room today.
Yeah, exactly. All the cats are saying hello.
It's so cozy. I love it.
You have competition.
Who can make the most noise? I think Rose has got that one down.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Aww.
Well, Emily, let us know what you're reading today. You guys can all read whatever you want. We have Oathbringer on the background because Penny's here. Hi, Penny. Welcome.
Howdy.
Because if we're trying to keep up with the Great Cosmere Long, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be in Oathbringer right now.
Yeah, I think we're aiming for beginning of August for Oathbringer.
Okay,
Ish.
great. Yeah, that's when your live show is going to be?
If everybody finishes on time.
Yeah. Okay, good. Then we're not.
I haven't even started it yet. It's fine.
I am still. This is where I am in Words of Radiance, so I still have this much left. But hopefully I can make a dent in it today.
Yeah, Emily's already getting in her requests for Oathbringer Mad Libs.
Yes! We're definitely going to do that. Maybe our next live? Maybe. We weren't even originally going to do one in July because I have literally 5 readathons going on right now. But since we weren't able to do it in June, we had to do it today. We're just like, okay, we have to do one in July since we missed June. So maybe next month we'll do Mad Libs. Nice. Is that Kate Howe's Patreon read right now?
No, that's our George Eliot group. We've been reading like one George Eliot a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was a bunch of people from Kate Howe's Patreon, honestly, but it wasn't like an official Patreon.
Right. Her Patreon is such a good place to be for reading Victorian literature with other people. It's the place to go. Yes.
You're right.
What are you guys going to read today? Rich, you want to start?
So I have to check what chapter I'm on. It's like around 101 or 102 of Oathbringer. So I figured in honor of Stormalong, I would start with that, maybe read a chapter or two, and then switch to Mr. Hero of Ages, since I need to get caught up on that.
Nice. Let me see that.
Caught
Penny.
up.
They were both of the cats were here, like, at the beginning. They were both cuddling up.
Oh, they're
still here.
Yeah, she's just sitting on my lap.
Morning, sir.
Yes. Aww. I imagine Penny probably has a cat with her as well. Sit down, reading. Awesome.
Yeah, well, now I'll be covered in cat hair, so that'll be the legacy of this.
How about you, Stephanie? What are you going to work on today?
I'm going to start with Moby Dick, which is a read-along from a bunch of Kate House Patreon people. And then I also need to read Martin Chuzzlewit, which is also Kate House Patreon people. So.
That's awesome.
And I also need to read my 2 chapters of Adam Bede as well. So
you have lots of options.
Yes.
I sympathize, Emily. It's allergies are never fun with cats.
Oh.
Yeah, Kevin has cat allergies too. That's why we don't have any. But cats are my favorite.
I have like mild allergies. If I get hair in my eyes or something, I'll regret it.
Yes. My mom, for like years, had these itchy red eyes and she could not figure out what it was. And she eventually figured out it was the cat. That was really sad.
Oh,
Hey, Tony. So now the cat she just doesn't let him sit in her chairs and on her clothes and stuff like that. The cat is still in the house, but she just limits his exposure to
is
her.
that the cat you posted photos of?
Yeah,
That was so cute.
He's so cute. He is he has a very intense personality. You cannot touch him. He has to touch you, you know? I think it's so funny too that yes, Willie. We both have cats named Willie.
That's so cute.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, when she died. Oh, that's really sad. I sort of skipped over. I thought, I thought having a cat improved your health significantly. I was like, that's amazing.
No.
That's really sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, after a long weekend and, heat wave and everything, it's nice to just do reading sprints on a Sunday evening. So,
yeah.
It's a really good vibe.
I agree. After a high-powered live show yesterday.
Powered.
Yeah.
It felt high-powered because I was reading up till the last minute, and then we were gone the rest of the day. And I was getting ready during the show.
I needed notes for yesterday. I did not need notes for today.
Yes. Wow, you're so dedicated, Rich. I'm amazed. I am not keeping track of my notes very well.
I'm not either.
I just have flags, but I didn't even go through them all.
What are you reading today?
I have two things. So I have Words of Radiance, because I really do need to finish that. I'll probably warm up with this one. I almost lost you. And then I'm having a decent attention focus day. So I'm hoping I can read some of History of the Russian Revolution, because I have not even finished one chapter this week. I've just been reading like a couple paragraphs every day, so I need to make
a gorgeous book cover, by the way.
Isn't it? It's so pretty. I'm definitely I'm gonna buy it at some point. This is actually the library copy, but I love it.
A nice library copy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's somebody else in my county reading it right now because they want it back. I can't just renew it. They keep taking it from me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of nice. It's like, oh, cool. There's another nerd somewhere here. A Russian nerd. Ooh.
I vote Skyward.
I loved them both. So either one, you were, yeah. But
They're
Skyward
both
is so
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Have you finished the whole series, Stephanie?
I read Skyward when it came out and loved it. And I'm horrible at finishing series. And now I'm like, I need to reread Skyward because it's been years. Mm-hmm. But I own all of them. I just need to read them.
Mm.
So
if only it was part of the Great Cosmere Long, but it's not part of the Cosmere.
I know. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
I can't really do any more Sanderson this year.
I know. It would be hard to fit in more.
Yeah. So maybe next year. Sci-fi 2025 or something.
Yeah.
The fun series. I kind of kept up with the last two books.
Oh, good. So have you finished it then?
I have. It's good. And then the novellas and everything. Actually, the novellas, I like what he did with them. So he kind of had them, well, they weren't ghost written. They were had another author write them in partnership. And I feel like a lot of Sanderson's stuff could benefit from that because he writes these big immersive worlds. Like Wheel of Time was like that too. Like this big immersive world that you kind of feel like you didn't get quite enough of. And I like the model of Sanderson writes the main story, and then he writes these little story outlines and lets other people write those. So if you want a bit more, you can get it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's interesting. Wow. Did you like the one that he did with Mary Robinette Cole? Me neither, Stephanie.
Which one
I
was that?
wanted to like it so bad.
No. What was that one?
The original?
Yeah, the original.
Oh, I didn't read it.
Because like other people, I feel like Michael Knipp liked it. And I was like, why do you like this? This is nothing like normal Sanderson. But did you say what did you say, Rich?
No, I haven't read that one, but but the three Skyward novellas were all good. I mean, they're kind of straightforward. Well, I mean, Skyward, it's kind of designed to be sort of YA, relatively straightforward. But I thought that the sci-fi concepts in the series were pretty good and solid for being a straightforward. It's not like Stormlight with all the 300 side plots going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's true.
you just want a really good story that you just like hanging out in. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what else I was reading around then, but I think I was using Skyward as sort of like a lighter read in between.
Yeah, it's like something fun to listen to at night. Although there are moments that are surprisingly just like, oh, my heart. There's like, because it's like they're in a war, so people are gonna die, it's like, oh my gosh. It was intense at times.
I loved Mbot. He's my favorite.
Yes, Mbot. So great.
Mbot is a delightful character.
Yes. I agree. I think this is true, Penny. It felt more, although I've read Victoria's here. Hi.
Hello. Sorry for the dramatically late entrance.
You're fine. We're here for like 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah, you're fine.
Remember, to quote Princess Diaries, a queen is never late. She always arrives precisely on time.
Yes. I love that. And a wizard, too. Precisely when he means to.
The original.
Queens and wizards. Which one am I? Wizard, definitely.
Yes, definitely. Moms are wizards, honestly.
Oh man, if I was a wizard, I would be able to get my kid to take a nap. But at the moment, he's like, no. So he's like fighting it right now. So it's like, go to sleep. But he's like, no, I'm not going to sleep. So I wish I was a wizard.
Aw. Well, we had both cats up here earlier. Sandra probably just wants to read too.
I have a sleeping cat right there. She got one paw down.
I honestly thought that was like a pillow or something. I just glanced at it and thought nothing of it.
Pillow moves.
Oh my gosh, this is the coziest stream ever. We love it.
All we need is the new dog.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's chilling in the living room, but he might come and walk in. We'll see.
There's a new dog?
Oh yeah, Christy. There is a new dog.
Oh boy, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was kind of an accident. It was a surprise. Our neighbor had to get rid of their dog, and they asked us if we would take her. Because we've been like friends with the dog through the fence and stuff. And she's super sweet. And we said yes. So now we have a new dog.
I love it. All of your dogs are rescue dogs now. Aren't they all? They were all rescues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was Rosie too?
Yes. Yeah, Rosie was from the shelter. Mm-hmm. But she was a kitten when I got her. Rosie's the only one who I've had since her youth. Yes. I know, right?
Oh, because Tony had a disappointing, was it football game yesterday? Football
Oh, yes. That's right.
dire.
It was either that or the live stream.
One of the two. Yes. Tony is always he's always fine with his Trotsky reading, so he is going to be fine. But I'm behind, so I need to catch up. Wow. That's intense. So your elections, like watching news, or was it like a party, or like, I'm so curious to stay up all night. That's really cool. Oh, so they won the game. That's good.
As dull as ditch water.
Yeah, if it's not fun to watch, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone.
That's my problem with sports. Sometimes they're just so boring. Nothing's happening.
Especially football.
Yeah, football can be super.
Technically, it should only take like 2 hours, and it takes like all day.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. Like baseball games now move pretty quickly because there's like a timer on it now. It's like the pitcher has so many seconds to make his pitch.
I can get behind that if there's an end time.
Yeah.
But when it's ambiguous, I don't like it. I mean, I don't like sports anyway, but I can tolerate it if I'm like, I only have an hour left.
Mm.
Yeah,
Did
which
you already-
sport is, I don't know if it's soccer or if it's cricket or one of those sports, there's like a timer, but there's like extra time because they don't stop the timer when play stops, and then they add extra time. And so basically everybody's just playing, and then the game just ends without warning. And it's like, oh, I guess it's over now. I maybe they've changed that, but
Oh, there's a
that
dog.
just seems...
Oh, what's the dog's name?
Bailey, was that it?
Bailey.
Hmm.
Hi, Bailey.
I'm so
Bailey.
pretty.
Oh, you can't see her anymore. She's down here.
She's
You're not
so
going to put her on
different.
your lap?
Huh?
You're not going to put her on in your lap?
She weighs like 50 pounds. So
Yeah.
she's actually they actually trained her very well. She doesn't jump on furniture or anything. Like, she has not tried to jump on our couches. Yeah. So we're like, that's really cool, actually.
Oh yeah, for part husky especially.
Yeah. She's a lot of fur. She's been shedding like crazy. So we're not used to that. We're going to have to vacuum so much more.
Oh.
Like every day.
It's never
We
gonna
have to
go
vacuum.
away. There's
So
always
much
gonna be fur.
Yeah.
Maybe in the winter it won't be as bad.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I know it's bad right now for sure. Oh, Bailey, but you're so pretty.
She's like, I know. I'm adorable.
she's still like figuring things out. Because it's only her second full day with us.
Still getting used to it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like you add one new pet and like all the routines are like changing, and like it's kind of thrown us for a loop.
Aww.
What does Sandro think of Bailey?
He's obsessed. He loves her. Absolutely obsessed. He like whenever she walks in a room, it's like the queen has arrived, and he just like he just says, "Hi, Bailey. Hi, Bailey. Bailey, hi. Baby Bailey, hi." Like for like 5 minutes. He's
That's adorable.
obsessed.
You learned her name so quickly.
Yeah. He's talking a ton right now. He's like picking up any new word we say.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So now we have to be careful what we say.
Right.
He's picking up everything.
Okay, Tony was answering my question here. He says, so he was staying up all night watching the results come in and cheering when the horrible MPs lose their seats. What is an MP? Some kind of representative?
Member of Parliament.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Do we use that term here at all? Because we
don't have a parliament.
Oh, we have Congress, I guess.
Not anymore. And we didn't have MPs back when we did have a parliament, so
Yeah.
it was a point of contention.
Right. Okay. Wow. So the first former prime minister to lose her seat in a general election. Wow. So you guys made history. We're also making history here with our election currently with the oldest people running for president. Which is pretty crazy. Wow.
Oh wow.
1-1. That you're not kidding. That is dull as dishwater.
Yeah, there you go. Football, it's you play one game for however many hours, and then to settle it, you play a different game to figure out who actually won the first game.
Wow.
Oh, that is nice. I feel like over here it's supposed to end at a certain time, but they always have to double check everything, and it always takes like 2 days.
And it's so
I
weird
mean, you
because
kind of know, but it's not like official.
Yeah, people call it pretty early usually, but like in our county, it took weeks for them to count all of the votes for like a local election. We were like, why? Weeks? Why is it taking weeks? The whole country can do it.
1, 2. That's why.
It's just weird.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Yeah.
say.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are wondering about this.
So speaking of, you play one game for however long, and you play a different game to figure out who won the first game. You know, that's kind of how elections work, right? You know, it's one set of skills to get into office, and then a different set of skills to actually run the country.
Yes.
Right.
I want to quote Littlefinger and want to say, do you still think the best generals make the best kings or whatever?
Wow. That is so fascinating. Man.
And I don't think, or I just remember like when my grandmother, because she would go to Canada for 6 months in the summer, I want to say theirs like campaigning was like 6 weeks instead of like,
6
a
weeks?
year up here. And I don't know if
That's
it works.
pretty much every country's like that,
Yeah.
except the U.S. Like
Yeah.
most countries, the prime minister just gets on his bicycle and bikes around the block, and there is no entourage, and the election, like wherever it gets called, and the whole news cycle is about 2 weeks, and then it's over. Where in the U.S., it's like the elections, votes are being tallied up, and like they're already talking about who's going to be running in 4 years for the next one, or the midterms. Or it's like there's always an election.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Sandro. Hi, Julio.
Hi, large Sandro.
Hi.
The large version of Sandro.
Big Sandro.
I like Tony's very eloquent comment there about campaigning in poetry. I would love to see some of our politicians write poetry, but I think it's more like Twitter, post is sort of the.
Twitter is the closest we get.
I will say I got rid of Twitter, and it was very freeing. I hadn't been on it in a while, but I finally deleted my account.
Nice.
And it feels like the right decision.
Yeah. I've never actually been on Twitter.
I
used to be like a decade ago, and then it became political, and everything was a and it's like I used to want to talk about hobbies and interests and that sort of thing, and you could still have like a broadcast only channel, I guess, if you just want to put out bulletins, but it's it's so.
It's not like it used to be.
No. We can't just have fun anymore. We have to bring politics into it. It's sad. But I'm glad we can get together and read and enjoy books.
Did you guys already say what you were all reading? Did I miss that part?
We can do it again quickly. We can go around here. I haven't gone yet, I don't think.
So I'm gonna do Oathbringer, followed by Hero of Ages.
I've got Moby Dick and then Martin Chuzzlewit.
Oh,
I need a little bit of a Sanderson break.
a Sander break.
I can't imagine why. I'm going to be working on Words of Radiance because I have this much left of it. And I need to make some progress on History of the Russian Revolution. What are you going to read, Victoria?
So I feel like at this point I should introduce myself like an AA meeting and just say, hello, my name is Victoria and I'm still reading The Way of Kings.
You've had a lot going on though, to be fair.
Yeah. And
I will finish it.
It all got thrown off because the audiobook was like unlistenable for you. Otherwise you would be also you'd be in Words of Radiance and stuff too. You'd probably be
well, I'm rethinking my strategy because I have been listening to the audio Mistborn, which I think is the same guy, and that's been going okay for me. I still don't love him, but like I'm doing it, and I'm like, well, now since I've been doing Mistborn, I could probably do audio for Stormlight 2 if it's the same guy. So I'm rethinking my strategy a little bit, especially as December gets closer. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm very curious if you'll be able to stop it. I love it, but I understand like when he does like Syl and stuff, it's kind of like the voices are a bit corny sometimes.
Isn't there a lady who does at some point, I don't know if it's in Way of Kings audio or not.
Does a lady do Syl?
Kate Reed?
Reading?
Yeah, all the Shallan chapters are done by Kate.
Okay.
If you get up to those.
Which I like her a lot. I think she does a good job.
She's great.
Yeah, I
like both of them.
I must have stopped my audio because I started trying Stormlight on audio and then I stopped after a little bit. So I don't think I ever got to Shallan's chapters. But I think now that I've been doing Mistborn, I think I'll try again.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm gonna need to. Because I also want to fit in. I want to fit in Warbreaker because I've actually never read Warbreaker and I really need to. So I want to fit that in.
That's really good to like squeeze in before Words of Radiance, in your spare time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All of your spare time.
I know. First finish Wave Kings.
I mean, it'll seem like nothing after reading that one. I mean, it's like, it's only like 400 pages or whatever.
Yeah.
It's only a full-size novel, it's nothing compared to a Sanderson book.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, do you guys want to do our first sprint?
Let's do it.
How long should we go for? Do you guys have a preference? We could start off with a shorter one, or we could just go full on half an hour. Whatever you guys want to do.
Half an hour works, or whatever.
Half an hour? Excellent. Well, I'm good with that.
That works.
That's usually about how long it takes me to settle into reading anyways. All right. I'm going to set up this thing, and I'll see you guys at, exactly. Oh, look at us go.
Nicely done.
Like we planned that.
Fighting! Welcome back. How did you guys do?
Got to about a chapter and a half.
Nice. Excellent.
I listened to about 30-ish pages.
Nice. How about you, Victoria?
Actually, me too. About a chapter and a half.
Nice. Awesome. Let us know in the comments what you guys read. Oh, cool. Emily read 10 pages.
Nice.
And Tony says he finished Achtung Schweinehund? Is that in German? Are you reading it in German?
That would not surprise me.
I know, right? Same. Let's see. Oh, he said, okay, I'm going to finish A Boy's Own Story of Imaginary Combat, which is a light nonfiction about toy soldiers, wargaming, and World War II.
Oh, wow.
Okay, the title makes... I think it means... Yeah, it's a stop swine. I think is what that means, but...
Ah,
Nice.
wow. Awesome.
How much did you read, Christy?
I was on a chapter about Taravangian in the interludes between part 4 and part 5. So that's what I finished. And then I moved over to History of the Revolution and I read one paragraph, which is like my norm. It just takes so much brain power. It's very slow going. But next sprint I'll probably yeah. Nice. Excellent job, Alyssa.
Skyward, very fun.
Yes. She was trying to decide between Skyward and Midnight Sun, Victoria.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. All the Sanderson readers in the group persuaded her.
Yes.
Skyward is so fun. I'm gonna reread Skyward someday. Once I stop rereading all this other stuff.
It's a year for rereading. Oh. The crop of
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Tommy's war. Okay, so it's something that British people would be familiar with it. I feel like there must be a lot of phrases like that. And like when you live so near the continent with so many different languages, I feel like there's a lot of crossover. Because in America, there's a lot of crossover between Spanish and English, like everybody in America knows some Spanish pretty much, like some of the basics, just because they're our neighbors, Mexican. We have our Mexican neighbors teaching us. Nice. That's a big project.
The trick with the Cosmere is keeping up with Sanderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously. Yes. And all of his clones working in the basement.
Yes.
Skyward is very different. It's like completely different than Cosmere stuff. But it's really fun. You might feel like putting it in somewhere as a palate cleanser because it's very different.
It is. The other thing is every book in that series is pretty different from the others.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I would agree with that. Except I've only read 2. I haven't read the 3rd and 4th yet.
Well, the first 2, it's very apparent. In fact, that's part of the inspiration for the novellas was that people felt very jarring with the change of direction and wanted more of the original story, and so that's part of what the novellas fill in.
Interesting. So are they like between books 2 and 3, or when do they take place?
Yes, the novellas take place sort of semi in parallel with books 2 and 3.
Oh, okay. I need to try those.
Try to remember exactly the spacing. It's been a while.
I haven't read the novellas either. Just the first 2 books.
Same.
Each novella is a standalone. I mean, you'll want to have read Skyward first, and it obviously has some continuity with Starsight, but
Okay.
but each one, and they are optional, just like the Stormlight novellas are optional, but it really adds to the experience.
Interesting. Yes, the problem with Sanderson, trying to keep up with him.
Yeah, hence the reason I'm here. This is sort of, I knew I wanted to reread. I was originally going to read just Oathbringer on, leading up to book 5, and then somebody persuaded me to join this read along, and I decided to be crazy, and so this became my entire year. So,
and then we invited you to another one.
Yes.
Well, yeah, exactly. Then it really became my year, because I was originally going to try to get some Dresden in this year as well, and I only read the first 2 of those.
Oh. The series I have not touched.
Well, I really want to, I mean, the first 2 are okay. I really want to get through book 3, because I've heard 3 is where it kind of, it's like reading book 4 of Wheel of Time. It kind of is more defining to the series from what I've understood.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read those, Stephanie?
I've only read the first 4, but I think 3 and 4 were an improvement over the first 2. Even though I liked them, they were okay. But
how many are there now?
I think almost 20.
Wow.
Maybe more than 20.
Dang.
Yeah, I started reading them when I joined BookTube, and then my TBR just grew, and I just never went back to them. But they're fantastic on audio.
Okay.
Yeah, the narrator's great.
Yes. James Marsden, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the actual books, but I love the narrator. Go ahead.
This is Alyssa. Skyward is her first. I think she's wondering Skyward as her first Sanderson. So that's an interesting book to start with. It's. I would not say. I mean, all of Sanderson stuff is good and solid. If you want something that's more sci-fi setting and more YA, and it's YA in the sense that it tends to just follow one main character and kind of a little bit of a coming of age story. It's. What I don't even know what even means anymore, but it's really good for what it does. It executes really well.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, wow, that takes me back.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, wow, that is an interesting place to start with Sanderson. I feel like that's a good place to start, even though it's pretty different. You get the level of skill that you can expect in the rest of the Cosmere. Same skill level, totally different subject matter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sanderson at this point has so many starting points, and it's really just what you're into. Because his books, he has a lot of breadth. Like his books are, I mean, they're not wildly different. You can see the things that are Sanderson, like his quirky humor, which I personally love. But they're just different genres, different types of stories.
Mm-hmm. I really want to get his new kids book for Sandra.
Yeah.
He has a kids book?
Yeah, I forget. It's called The Most Boring Book in the World or something.
It sounds cute.
That's so funny.
It sounds really cute. So I'm excited. I don't think it's come out yet, if I'm mistaken.
No, it's coming out later this year.
The most boring book ever.
I'll probably pre-order it because I will really want it. I don't know if that's the exact title, but it's something like that.
Yeah, it's the most boring book ever.
Oh, ever. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, Steve. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Yes, it probably actually is.
Mm-hmm. I think Skyward or Mistborn was my first Sanderson. I'd have to go back and look, but it was one of those. I read them around the same time.
I'm trying to remember. Mistborn was definitely an early one. I might have actually read Elantris because somebody, one of those publication order lists or whatever. It's, I mean, there's so much in the Cosmere. Some of the late books, it's starting to become more interconnected where you'll miss out. But the thing with Sanderson is he's got so much going on, but the gist of the story is always simple enough and clearly enough conveyed that it's okay if you don't know who the side character is or you don't recognize what this is or what the Easter egg is. It's just, the story itself is completely entertaining, and when you read it the next time, you'll catch more of that stuff. So, I tell people you don't need to like a PhD in a notebook in order to read Sanderson. Just pick it up and enjoy it.
Elantris was actually my first Sanderson book.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I loved it.
Yes, me too.
There's a lot of really good stuff in that book. The execution is a little unrefined. Like, there's a lot of exposition dumping. But I enjoy Neil Stephenson, and a lot of his books do that too. Like Snow Crash has got a ton of that in there. Like there's one character like literally just monologues for pages about how the world works.
Yay! He loves it too. I feel like Mistborn is a super, super common entry point.
Oh, well, everybody, it's like what the one everybody points to. It says, oh, you should read Mistborn first.
Yeah.
It's not a bad starting point, honestly. It's not my... I mean, it's good. Part of it is I enjoyed it a lot the first time, and it might be because it's easy. There's enough going on. It's kind of a good pace. Then when you reread it, I feel like it's maybe a little simple in some ways.
And look at Emily now. Book 12. It worked for Emily.
I heard Changes is where it really changes, really takes off.
Oh, was this the other series?
Yeah.
Dresden.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Leslie loves Dresden, and she said Changes was a really, really good one.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to pick that back up. Maybe when I'm not in 2 read-alongs.
Yeah. Stephanie, what were you reading?
I'm reading Moby Dick.
Okay, how's it going?
Good. We're hunting the whale. Sailing.
I heard there's a whale in that one somewhere.
Yeah. Which I actually found a map that has the journey on it, and then it has the chapters of where they are in the journey. That was pretty cool. So it's been fun to look at that while I'm reading it.
Cool.
So I think this is my 4th time to read it, 3rd or 4th time. So
oh, really?
It's really good. I like it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. It's amazing. We need that to rub off on us for Moby Dick.
Do what?
Tiffany and I need your enthusiasm to rub off on us for Moby Dick.
I mean, there's a Discord server.
Interesting.
Sounds like a good tip.
Yeah. You would. Oh, but you haven't read it yet, Rich, right?
I haven't. No, I have not read Changes.
Once we release you, then you can go back to it.
In 2025.
Yeah. Is the whale white? Yeah. The white.
I'll tell you guys, if you're classics, you're better than me. It's a battle for me.
Oh, there was a good meme I saw. And it's like reading classics is like, wow, human nature has been fundamentally unchanged throughout history. We have always been deeply emotional creatures capable of great love and great evil. And then there's 50 pages about how a farmer decided to switch methods for harvesting hay. And I thought that was hilarious.
Yes. Accurate.
Yes.
Yeah, I
More-
felt like Crime and Punishment was a little like my white whale for a while there.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can say that you've read it now.
I can actually. I'm glad I read it. I'll leave it at that.
That sounds like my mom when I made her watch Lord of the Rings. She's like, I'm glad I watched it once. It's fine. Like, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Narrative.
I mean, that's fair. I think
Probably
it's
mention it.
fascinating, but they can get like boring if you're not super into it.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
like, I'll hear you guys talking about Les Mis and how it's got 300 pages on Napoleon and the Napoleonic Wars and everything that are all factually incorrect anyway. It's sort of like, well, what's the point of
Yeah.
that?
Right.
Yeah. The one that killed me in Les Mis was the sewer system.
Yeah. The
What it was didn't you have a hashtag like we survived Waterloo?
I think I remember that, yeah.
we did.
There's actually a part in Anthem, which is about a form of punishment where scholars are forced to memorize and recite factually incorrect information and theories as a form of punishment. But they have to like extensively study it so that it like. And then so well that and be grilled on it so that it sort of warps their thinking.
Wow.
That's funny.
Oh, this is really interesting. I feel like at a different time in my life, I'll probably be more interested in Moby Dick because there was a time when I was really excited about reading chunky classics, and now I'm kind of not as excited about it right now. So I think it's just not the right time.
Honestly, like my biggest nerd moment was like I've read Moby Dick like a bunch. And then I was watching Wrath of Khan and there's a big like Moby Dick reference in there. And the last time I watched it, I was like, oh, I know that line. I've reached nerddom and I'm happy.
Well, I was about to say that. I feel like I've already watched enough Star Trek to appreciate all the highlights of Moby Dick anyway.
Yeah.
That comes up a couple times in the series, in the various series.
It does. Well, and then Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory quotes it when he's talking about his feud with Will Wheaton. So, but he's quoting Star Trek, not Moby Dick, but it's the original is Moby Dick. So
that's one of the fun things about classics is you'll get more jokes if you are familiar with classics because they're like they're cultural touchstones. So a lot of people who are writing TV and current books, they know that a lot of people have read them and they've read them, and so you will get the joke. You'll be in on it if you've read it. So that's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Les Mis, and I normally don't say this, but you could get by with an abridged version and it would still be really, really good.
I think that's true.
That's the only book I would like sort of get behind that.
Yeah.
Not like watching the Broadway show. I have no idea how well the show sticks to the book.
Not too bad, actually.
Pretty good, actually.
Like, pretty well. As far as
that
like
has a sewer scene too.
What was that?
That has a sewer scene too.
It does. Only it doesn't go on quite as long.
Yeah.
But it has a song.
Yeah. Yeah, actually the overall plot points and structure of the narrative is really well represented in the musical. It's honestly not a bad adaptation. But if you want to spend like months in that story, then pick up Les Mis rather than 2 hours.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes,
Hot
Penny.
take.
I haven't finished Clarissa, but I started it at the beginning of this year because I wanted to do what Penny did and read each letter on the day that it was written and read it throughout the year. And I got like 260 pages in, and we had been talking about the same thing for about 150 pages. It's like, I need a break. So I put it down. I want to go back to it though, because I know she loves it. She said it was really good, but you can only write about something for so long.
I'm with you, Emily, on that one.
I get it.
It's one of the benefits of living 2 hours from New York.
Oh yeah.
It is really cool live.
It
I
was
haven't seen the Broadway, but
it was my first musical I saw. I saw it in high school with my French class, and we went to Los Angeles to see it.
cool. Ooh.
Yeah, it was the first time I'd seen a Broadway show like in a theater, so I have good memories of Les Mis.
Wow.
The soundtrack's just so good.
It is.
Or musical score, I guess.
It was like it was such a great payoff to watch the musical at the end of reading the book. It was like, yes, this is so great.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yes, cast recording. Thank you. That's what I meant.
My son has decided that he's not napping today, or is napping really short because I have a little camera and he's like running around in his bed. So I think I might have to say goodbye. And I got 30 minutes of reading in, and I'm good.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Of course, as soon as I say that, he's like laying down. So now he's getting back up. I know today.
You're welcome back if you decide he's going to nap after all. But
okay, I'll probably just switch to audio and run and walk around with him. But
Ooh, nice.
I think I'll hop off. But
okay.
Naps will or may not happen. You just never know.
It is true. Well, tell Sandro hello for us.
Yes.
Okay, will do. Yes, Penny. I know, right? Maybe for all of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll be by the time this is over, I'll feel like bedtime.
Never opposed to that. All right, friends. Enjoy your reading.
Yes.
Speaking of which, do you guys want to do another sprint?
Yes.
Sure.
Excellent. Shall we do... How long do you guys want to go for this time?
I'm fine with 30. I'm fine with longer. I'm up for whatever.
Okay.
Same here.
Well, why don't we do 30? Because then we'll be at an hour. So that's an hour of reading time. And then we can decide if we want to do another one after that.
Perfect.
Excellent.
All right. I'm going to go lay down. So I'm going to have my video off. But I will be back.
Excellent.
All right. I guess I can just leave my video on, but...
Emily has a good suggestion. If we do 35 minutes, we could stop at the top of the hour again.
Oh, good idea. That's a great idea.
See, Emily should be on these.
Yeah, she's on it.
Yeah. You're welcome to join us if you'd like, Emily. I can send you the link. Okay. See you guys at the hour.
Excellent.
Welcome back. How'd you do, Stephanie?
Good. I switched to physically reading, so I read about 40 pages, and I'm about whaled out for the day. So, yeah,
Do you read faster physically or via audiobook?
physically.
Interesting. Same with Naomi, she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read faster physically, particularly if I'm focused on it. But of course, audio is nice because, multitasking.
Mm.
Pretty much anytime I drive anywhere, I check the next chapter length and I check my drive length and try to squeeze a chapter in if I can.
Mm.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, so
Victoria.
Go ahead. I finished the second chapter of Oathbringer that I'd started before, and then read about half a chapter of Hero of Ages.
Awesome. You guys are doing great. Okay.
Yeah, well, you're also reading 14 other books that I'm not reading, so it's not like you guys are, slacking.
Right.
Yeah. I know. I probably have too much on the go. Oh, hey, Victoria. Yay. I'm glad you're joining us via text. Well, did your alarm go off, Rich? Or what was happening?
Oh, someone's commenting because I was talking to my watch.
Oh, gotcha.
That whole conversation was hilarious. I just happened to look up.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's exactly what its vibe would say. That's funny. Okay. I finished a diaper change. Yes. Go, Victoria.
You didn't do that one on camera?
Man.
Interesting. This makes sense because then if you miss stuff, it's not a big deal. Whereas if it's the first time you're listening, sometimes you'll miss it. You'll miss something important. So
it depends on the book. I'll make deliberate choices. So rereads I'll often do on audio, like all of these, and it helps when you're reading so much. But for new books, I kind of decide on just how much I want to pay attention. Because especially I'm driving, I'll kind of zone out, and then I'll realize I just listened to half a chapter and I have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
Hopefully I was paying more attention to the road. I mean, at least that's an excuse. I could hope I was paying more attention to the road.
Yes.
How did everybody do in the comments on their reading? Let us know. Victoria, let us know. Got a diaper change done. Let me see how many pages I read in the physical book. On the ebook, it's a little hard to tell, but I read probably 4 pages on the ebook. I read about a page, which is about average for my pace with this book. 1 page every 45 minutes. I'm not even kidding you. That's how slowly I'm reading this. But
I mean, that's a pretty dense book, though.
Yeah, I have to read everything 3 or 4 times and take notes. But some chapters go quickly. It just depends on if it's something I've read previously. There was a whole chapter on the Romanovs, and I was like, I flew through that chapter because I already know a lot about the Romanovs. So
I bet that one was interesting.
It was. He had a totally different view of the Romanovs than the biographer that I read, because the biographer was very kind about the Romanovs, especially the ones who were assassinated during the revolution. He was like, they were not really meant to be rulers, but that doesn't mean they're bad people. Whereas Trotsky was like, they were horrible. They were just all bad all the time, deserved to be assassinated, So it was interesting to compare their tastes.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
Well, and I think they're so like romanticized by the Disney movie for people that,
Yes.
so
That was a
It
nice
seems like
word.
Emily has made it past the interludes. I was just looking up what page she was on.
Oh.
super impressive.
So she's in starting part 2 of Oathbringer.
So exciting. I don't remember like anything about it, so I'm really excited to get into it again.
What does part 1 end with? Without. Oh, they're. Well, I know exactly what part 1 ends with. I'm just trying to see if I can describe it in a spoiler-free way. There's a giant. Let's say there's a giant crystal pillar at the end of part 1.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Ugh. Okay. This is cute. I love that he's such a fan of books.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. He's going to be a fan of Sanderson after reading the most boring book ever.
When he does his own YouTube channel, he's like, my first Sanderson was this one.
Yes. I would love a story time with Sandra video. That would be super fun.
That would be adorable.
The Romanovs were rubbish. Okay. That is okay.
That's exciting.
Yes. Do you guys live near McKay's at all? Okay.
What is
I don't think there's
McKay's?
one in the state.
Is that a bookstore or?
Yeah, it's a bookstore where Tiffany always comes home with like piles of books that she found for a great deal. You know, I'm just like,
Oh, okay.
I'm so jealous.
Never heard of one.
It must not be in any of our states. We don't have one.
Yeah,
here.
I'm sure it's a regional. I don't know if it's actually a chain or if it could be regional. There are bookstores around me. Of course, I just do so much ebook anyway. I'm very selective about when I want to have physical books.
Yeah.
I like ebooks too. It's so nice because you can highlight and then you can like word search. Yeah. You can have it read to you. Nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed like classics on Kindle this year because I can just highlight all the quotes and reference them later.
Yes.
And I know you can do that in a physical book too, obviously, but it's so nice with the Kindle.
That would be his first Sanderson, yes. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, about mind wandering. Yeah, I feel that certain books I just don't mind. It's like, but other books too, they're like so good that I just am really focused. Like the Tale of Genji audiobook for the Dennis Washburn translation. I don't even like the book, but the audio is like so immersive, and I'm actually loving the audio experience. The translation is wonderful. The reading is wonderful. So it's an audiobook. It really kind of just depends for me. Some of them are like super immersive, and then other ones I can't really focus very well. Like Dostoevsky, I can't really listen to on audiobook. I
can't.
He does not. Yeah.
Yeah, I started getting more into trying to read ebooks for first times when I forget what book it was. It was probably something by Sanderson. And it became apparent that, I was listening to audiobooks and like entire major plot points I'd missed because, I was focusing, I wasn't paying enough attention, or maybe it was Wheel of Time or something, like, the main character shows up in this town and is walking around doing this and that. It's like, what is he doing here? Where is this place? Who are these people he's hunting, and why? And I'm, that could have been the writing, but it also probably was my attentiveness. I see Stephanie laughing.
Yeah, that was a journey. I just shared with the people I read the series with. I finished Wheel of Time about a year ago, I think 2 days ago. So it's officially been a whole year since I finished it.
That's amazing.
So
yeah. Do you see the Stormlight inspiration at least in
Oh
Wheel
yeah,
of Time?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I think the execution is a lot better in Sanderson. But...
Yeah.
All right. Let's. Ooh, major spoiler. So you did a good job not spoilerizing it, Rich.
Yeah, I had to stop and think about how to describe it.
What? No way.
Oh wow.
So, because I guess that makes sense. She was like, wasn't she like Queen Victoria's daughter or something? Or
Some kind of connection like that.
Yeah.
Emily, I'll have to catch up with you on Discord because you read that after reading Tress. And so there's certain connections that you would have made in the opposite direction potentially. So I'd be interested in what your take was on all that. The end of part 1.
Oh. Yeah. For Emily?
Yeah, for Emily.
Yes, because this is her first time reading it, right?
Yeah, reading Oathbringer, I think.
I didn't realize that was her first time. That's awesome.
I think it was. Maybe I'm not remembering right.
Honestly,
no, I think it was. Yeah, because I'm trying not to spoil things in the discussion.
Yeah, her and Stacy are just flying through it.
Oh yeah.
It's been entertaining reading their thoughts as they're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Wheel of Time next year. That's exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to take. I think book 4 is really where it really changes a lot.
Bye, Tony. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say bye. Go ahead.
Victoria's commenting on Stacy and her detective work.
I don't know how she does it.
She's really attentive to those details. People are sort of like, they're afraid they miss this and miss that. It's like, I don't catch 80% of this stuff on my first read. I mean, this is my third read, and I've read almost everything he's in the Cosmere. So, obviously you connect more stuff that way. But, and I don't consider myself a big Cosmere junkie because, there's people on Coppermind and everything that are like, you look at those book signings and, there's a really funny, what was it, Captured in Words or whatever, did that video about Sanderson fans versus everything else, like talking about the books and, like other authors, like you ask the author, oh, well, what was your, how'd you, write the book? And he says, oh, well, I just kind of drew some experiences from my life, this, that, whatever else. And then, and then the Sanderson fans like, okay, suppose, you have somebody who has a this and a that, and then they're here, and then they're on this other planet here, and Sanderson's like, well, they need some way to breathe there, but yeah, continue. And it's like they're going to all these intricate details like of how the magic system works, and it's like, okay, well, this, that, whatever, and it's like all these fan theories. He does a much better job with the video than I do.
Oh man, I just love how
I'll link it in the Discord or something.
Yes, please do. Okay. Well,
You
do
know,
we?
Emily mentioned she's a teacher on summer break, and I used to be envious of teachers on summer break, and that is nice. Don't get me wrong, but then I've gotten to know a teacher and see what they go through when they're not in summer break, and it's
They
to do
deserve
that
it.
job right. It's
Right. Yeah.
very committed.
I had one of my cousins went into public school teaching, and she came home crying and said that she couldn't do it and wanted to change her job. And she did. Like, she did not, she couldn't handle it. It was too hard. It was like, I don't blame you.
I taught for 1 year,
I
and I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was really hard. And then I moved up here and couldn't find a teaching job, and now I'm glad I'm not in the classroom. It just takes such a special person to do it.
Yeah. Solidarity. Yeah. Well, do you guys want to do one more sprint, or how are you feeling? Do you need to get going? What do you think?
I'm fine either way.
Either way, it's good for me.
Okay, well, I'm down for another sprint.
The spreadsheet says I need to be reading more, so you know it's a cruel mistress.
You guys are so fun. Thank you for doing this with me.
Teaching 4 classes.
Oh my
my
god.
I'm like preparing for like 1 live stream, and I'm running an RPG next weekend, and it's like that's like a lot of work.
Man.
Yeah, I don't get paid for these, but it's even so.
Yeah. Man.
All right.
Great. So, should we do another 30, or do you want to do like 20 this time? What are you guys up for?
We could read to 1/4 of.
Sure. Works for me.
I
Use the
appreciate
Emily
ending,
system.
yeah, on an even, like.
Okay.
All right. Well, if Tony hasn't gone to sleep, he can watch me radio back instructions to Moscow.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
All right.
We'll see. Hey guys. Oh, there's
And
another.
there's 2 more chapters.
Nice. You're flying through it.
Well, the Hero Mages chapters, well, they vary quite a bit in length. Like, the one was like 6 minutes to read, and the other was like 20 minutes to read.
Yes. Oh, I'm really excited to start the 3rd book.
Yeah, a lot of interesting connections in there, and little things, catching little things going on that I just caught something I missed the second time I read it, if I'm remembering how the book ends.
Ooh.
And then I'm reading another passage, and like there's this massive clue, like with this juxtaposition of 2 events. Like in this one event, Sanderson drops this on reread what's an obvious clue that goes along with it, about what's going on, and you just maybe Stacy would make the connection, but I certainly never did.
Wow. It is fun realizing these things on reread. Like, wow, I didn't even notice. How did you do, Stephanie?
Good. I didn't even pay attention to how much I read. I ended up just listening to more Moby Dick, and then was like going through my library stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Do you like the audiobook?
I do. I don't remember who it's. William Hootkins is the narrator, and he does a really, really good job. I really like the way he tells the story. And I'd never heard of him before.
Wow, William Hook. Oh, he came right up when I looked on Libby.
Yeah.
Moby Dick.
So, he's really interesting.
Is it 26 hours?
Yes.
Wow, they have it. My library has it. That's exciting.
Yeah, highly recommend. And a couple other people that are also reading this audiobook, and they like it too.
Oh, nice. I tried listening to it on audiobook, but I kept zoning out, and I felt like it was so good when I was reading it with my eyes, but it just is very demanding.
Yeah.
But maybe if there's an audiobook that I can actually follow along with.
Like some audiobook narrators are easier than others at making me zone out.
Yeah.
And he's really good at like keeping my attention without being like over performative.
Awesome.
So, I've never heard of him, but I really like the way he's reading it.
Thank you for the recommendation.
For some reason I'm reminded, I was watching something about Lord of the Rings, the movies, the other day, and there was a part and I think they edited it out, where Treebeard was going on one of his long expositions, and in the story, the hobbits start to fall asleep during his long exposition. But so the problem is when they were doing the test screenings, the audiences were also falling asleep, so they couldn't keep it.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was really funny.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Oh, Victoria switched to Well of Ascension.
Nice.
I will say, actually, Lord of the Rings is one of those movies where you can watch all the commentaries. So, like, if you get, like, the DVD where you have, like, the audio tracks and there's, like, the director's commentary, and there's a producer's commentary or an actor's commentary, and there's actually so much in those commentaries that, if you want to watch 50 hours of movie, there's a lot in there.
Yeah. Oh, man. Emily read about a chapter and a half. Excellent.
A Dalinar chapter. Flashback. Sorry, I've got my highlights up because she's been posting page numbers. Like, oh, where's that? So I've got my highlights.
Well, I read about 2 pages in History of the Russian Revolution, so I was pretty happy with that. I've only got like 1, 2, 3, yeah, about 3 pages left in the chapter, so I'm almost done with chapter 20.
Nice.
So I think we got a lot of reading done. I'm pretty impressed with this.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this was a very productive evening, and both productive and also easygoing, which is a great way to cap off a weekend. So.
Yes.
I'm so glad. Yeah, thanks for spending your off time with us, with me. This was really nice.
Well, this is not a sacrifice.
I'm just amazed that sometimes introverts will choose to spend their weekends off hanging out. But I think reading sprints is a good option for us because we can read some of the time. So it's like social, but also reading. Well, thank you guys so much for coming, everybody in the comments. It's really fun reading along with you guys and hearing your comments.
Yeah, everybody is, it's great, hearing what everybody else is reading it up to.
Yes.
That hurt, Emily. I understand, but that hurt a little bit. But I get it. That's fair.
I can see that. It's interesting. So much lore. Tom Bombadil. It's interesting now, because it happened, I think, immediately before the Barrow Whites. So much stuff that didn't really make it into the movies. In the lore. Tom is obviously a bit of a, an interesting one, but there's just so much interesting lore in those books.
A side quest. I like that.
I like that. I like the Tom Bombadil side quest. Even though I'm not normally one for like songs and poetry in books. I don't normally care, but there's something nostalgic about it for me. I just really enjoy it. Thank you for coming. You guys make it fun. And thank you so much to Victoria and Rich and Stephanie for sprinting on screen with me. And yeah, we'll see you again next
Christy
month.
for organizing all this.
Yeah,
making it happen. And
Yeah,
Victoria for joining as much as you could.
Yes. What a fun weekend.
Yes.
Oh, very much. And it's not over yet.
Yes. There's more reading to be done. Of course. Good night, everybody.
Go around.
Bye.